Hello everyone, I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be adding another fast food recreation into our little veganized fast food family. So we've done the Big Mac, Crunch Wrap, Cheesy Gordita Crunch, Quesarito, and today we are going to be doing the Mcgriddle. We're tackling breakfast. So basically a Mcgriddle is 2 pancakes infused with maple syrup, a folded egg, either sausage or bacon, and some cheese. Of course, everything here is going to be veganized, and this is awesome because I made everything homemade for you guys this time, except for the slice of vegan cheese, okay? I haven't figured out how to quite do that yet, but there are plenty of recipes online. So yeah, this is awesome because it's made from whole ingredients. It's actually really healthy for you. I mean, aside from the pancakes not being super healthy, but it's actually a lot better for you than the real Mcgriddle. So yeah, I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I keep getting questions about where to find the recipes written out. First link in the description box, and all the measurements and ingredients are written out in the description box as well. So with all that being said, let's get into it. We are going to start this off by cooking our lentils. So I'm adding 2 cups of water and about 1/3 cup of brown lentils into a pot. We're going to cook this until all of the water has been absorbed, about 25 minutes. You want these lentils to be really dry so that way they form a nice patty later on. So just let them come to a boil. They're going to take a little while to cook. Lentils do take a little bit of time to cook, and you can make these ahead of time if you want. And then once they look something like this, they are good to go. Into a blender, we're going to add some rolled oats, and we're just going to blend this up almost before it reaches oat flour, just so it has a little bit of texture to it still, something along the lines of this. So it's like half oat flour, half has a little bit of texture. This is going to help with the patty later on. So to make our patty, we're going to add the cooked lentils into a bowl, and then using a potato masher, I just mash them up. You can also use the back of a fork, or if you really want, you can pop it into a food processor or blender. And I just like doing it by hand though, so I don't over mash them, because we're not mashing them completely. We do want them to still have a little bit of texture similar to the oats. So once it looks something like this, that's what we are going for. Then we're gonna add in some soy sauce, or you can use tamari if you are gluten-free and soy-free. And then we're gonna add in a bunch of seasonings. The seasonings really help to give this a really good flavor. And then finally, our oats. And you're just going to mix this all up until it reaches a really nice consistency that can hold its shape. If you're finding it's really too dry for some reason, you can add a dot of water in, but I've tested these twice and I didn't need it. So then I'm taking about 1/3 cup measuring cup, and I'm just going to pack in the patty mixture and then flatten it out. We want to make this nice and thin, and then we are placing it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. You're gonna get 4 patties from this recipe, so you're only gonna need 2, and then you can save the other 2 for something else. Bake for 18 minutes and flip halfway through. Then we are going to make our pancakes. So we're taking a cup of non-dairy milk and adding some apple cider vinegar in there. This is how we're going to make a vegan buttermilk, super easy, or you can use lemon juice. Then I'm going to add in some all-purpose flour into a bowl. If you're gluten-free, you can swap the flour or use whatever kind of flour you like. We're gonna add some baking powder, sugar, and salt. And whisk this all together to make sure there's no clumps and the batter is smooth. And then we can add in that buttermilk once it's curdled a little bit, and this is just gonna make the pancakes so light and fluffy. I like to add the batter into a measuring cup. It's easier for pouring. To make our egg, we're gonna take chickpea flour and some seasonings. It's just very simple to make this. I'm gonna whisk the chickpea flour a little bit, add in some nutritional yeast and turmeric, mostly for color and a little bit of taste, and some black pepper, and just whisk that up. Oh, and I'm gonna add my water in too, of course, and just whisk that on up. This is gonna be a little bit runnier so we can achieve that more folded egg, softer look. This is a foil ring. I made this homemade. You can buy circle molds online. I'll link a video down below on how to make this. It's actually very easy, and you're gonna use this to make your pancakes. You want to grease this up extremely well because otherwise the pancakes will stick, and we don't want that. So give it a good spray. We're gonna add in about 1/4 cup of our pancake batter and let that cook and bubble up like normal. Then we're gonna add in our maple syrup. If you wanna be really fancy, you can turn the maple syrup into hard candy. I did not feel like doing that. This way worked really nice too. And then we're gonna add another 1/4 cup of batter on there and let that cook up. You have to kind of let this cook in stages so that way there's actually cooking occurring and there's kind of like layering happening. So give like about 3 to 5 minutes in between each stage. You can also put a lid on it to help it cook quicker and help the top to cook up a little bit. Once you see the sides have kind of pulled away, you can remove the ring, and be careful, it will be hot, and give the pancake a nice flip. If you make a little mess like I did, don't worry, you can just use your spatula to clean it up and get it into a better looking circle. But as you can see, this is a nice, really fluffy pancake, and you want to do this on a low medium heat so nothing burns. While you're making your pancakes, you can work on your chickpea flour eggs. So I just add a little bit of spray in there, added half the batter because we're gonna make 2 sandwiches with this, and you're gonna cook this on a super low heat. Once it looks slightly dry on top like this, and you can kind of lift the sides up, you can give it a flip. Don't worry if it breaks in the process like this, it's really not that big of a deal. Just cook that for another few minutes until it's nice and kind of cooked through and not really wet anymore. To fold the egg, if you feel like doing this, you can just kind of flip the 2 sides in and then flip the other 2 sides in. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is like soft and has an eggy feel and taste, and I do really like it. If you don't feel like doing this, you can of course just make like little chickpea flour patties. This is also optional, but if you want the sausage to have a little bit more fattiness and richness to it, you can heat it up in the pan in some olive oil, just because it doesn't have any fat, and real sausage is obviously like all fat, optional. And then finally we can assemble. So take 1 pancake and add a slice of vegan cheddar or American. I like to put a lid with a touch of water and just let that kind of steam up so the cheese melts. Then we're gonna add that sausage patty. Then we're gonna add our folded egg, and then we are going to add the other pancake. And we are finally ready to eat this, guys, because this sucker was so damn good. Just look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how delicious that is. So good. Fluffy pancakes. You get sweet, salty, savory, everything. And it's really good. Like, it actually came out really good. I was so impressed with it. So I think you guys will really like it. And of course, if you want to just use just egg or like a store-bought sausage patty, like do something easier along the way, be my guest. But I just wanted to show you guys how to make this basically completely homemade, aside from the slice of vegan cheese. Alright guys, and that was our recipe. What did you think? What did you think of our vegan Mcgriddle? I really hope you enjoyed it. If you try it, you already know. Let me know how it goes. Leave a comment down below. Message me on Instagram. Put up an Instagram story or post. Love those. I repost them on my Instagram stories. And yeah, I just love to hear back from you guys. If you like my videos and you already know, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff helps the channel out, helps us to grow and spread more vegan recipes around the world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on next Thursday with another video. Bye.